American comedian Bill Burr recently came under fire from the Anti-Everything Brigade regarding jokes he made whilst presenting an award at the Grammys, one of which he predicted would cause outrage on social media. The 52-year-old actor, musician and stand-up began his segment of the pre-recorded show by joking, "Did anyone else want to kill themselves during that piano solo?" So that was strike one with the woke police.
He's making jokes about suicide. He's mocking people with mental health issues.
He then made the joke which he knew would trigger the keyboard warriors, which I will now read with no attempt at comic delivery. Feminists be like going nuts. Why is the cis white guy doing this Latino stuff?
He made a joke about the hypocrisy of groups which call for equality but simultaneously judge one demographic of society based on their sexuality, race and gender.
If we quickly deconstruct it, Bill has been very clever by preempting the backlash because, of course, there will be people who are offended that a cisgendered straight white guy is presenting an award for Latino women. And let's be clear, white privilege and straight privilege and male privilege and cis privilege, they all exist. But generally, there's only two times when you'll hear those terms used. Either when someone realises their argument isn't as strong as they thought it was and they need to go on the defensive, or when a person or persons is using it to justify their own bigotry. I believe the world would be a much nicer place if everyone stopped judging everyone else on their skin colour, their genitals and who they like to share their genitals with. It is vile, it is divisive, it is bigoted and it's fucking everywhere. Strike three came when Mr. Burr went to read out the winner's name. He saw the name was Latino and said to camera, "I don't know how to pronounce that." He had to go anyway and then apologised in case he had butchered her name. But whose fault is that? This wasn't a live show. Why didn't the director, the producer or the floor manager stop recording, find out how to pronounce the name and then go for another take? But that's not how social media saw it.
Yes, he's a racist! Let's burn the witch!
So is Bill Burr a racist? Well, here he is with his wife, Nia. I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that a white man married to a black woman with whom he has two mixed-race children is unlikely to also be the Grand Wizard of the local KKK. But my opinion isn't one which was widely shared on social media. Over on Twitter, the place to go for a balanced and reasonable argument, it was suggested that the relationship between Nia and Bill equates to a modern form of slavery, because if a black person marries a white person, then the black person is there as a slave to serve the sexual needs of the white oppressor. This is the world we're living in. However, I'm going to put a different spin on it. Maybe people in interracial relationships, and I've been in a few of them, simply don't give a fuck that their partner has a different skin colour to them, or maybe they're attracted to people of different races. I firmly believe we do not consciously control who we're attracted to. But if we were to take this ridiculous idea that interracial relationships are a form of slavery, and I am not suggesting that in any way, shape or form, where would it lead? If we got rid of interracial relationships, first of all, that would wipe out a fuckload of porn. But what next? Racially segregated schools? Maybe we could arrange with public transport that people of different skin colours didn't have to sit next to each other on the bus. If you're watching this in the USA and you can feel the rumbling coming through the floor, don't worry, it's just Martin Luther King spinning in his grave. It strikes me that on social media, the people who make the most noise and think they have the moral high ground often end up doing more harm than good. Last night I was watching a video by Gothics, and she was explaining the problem with liberal allies is they tend to go out of their way to be offended on someone else's behalf. I thoroughly recommend her channel. She's a top-level YouTuber turning out intellectual, well-made, well-produced videos. Not like the shit that I turn out. And it's the same people on social media who are constantly dividing us, finding more and more ways to pigeonhole us. You're either this or you're that. It is divisive, the centre ground is disappearing, leading to the rise of the far left and the far right. They're both as fucking bad as each other as they're different sides of the same coin. I'm not entirely sure how I've got here. I started off talking about Bill Burr at the Grammys, and now I'm talking about the imminent downfall of Western civilization.
nor am I sure what point I'm trying to make.
This'll do.
If there's anyone watching this video who's heard a joke they don't like or read an opinion they don't agree with, and then immediately goes onto Twitter to carry out character assassination, or sees two people who are perfectly happy together, but because it doesn't fit with your skewed moral compass, whether it be their sexuality or their race or different races, and starts hurling insults at them, or anyone who uses more and more labels to divide people and then uses the same labels to attack them, I say this to you.
No one is impressed. You're not brave or courageous or speaking up for the downtrodden or winning some moral crusade. You're a pointless, moaning, lonely little fucktard. The best bit of you ran down your mother's leg, and the only reason you ran away from the safety of your keyboard is you can't hack it out here in the real world. And to everyone else, thanks for watching.